Hey up everyone. Welcome back. This is going to be the initial run through of the latest Autumn of Agony for the left side. I'll just let this start to play out as I talk through it. So for the left side, I did a team of Thanos, Deathless She-Hulk, and Photon. Because I was doing Saga and I had completely forgotten about the villain stuff. So, kind of a missed opportunity there. But it is what it is. Just meant that I had to change some plans and do something a little bit different for the right hand side than I had originally planned. Um, but yeah, so this Tiger can be a little bit tricky, a little annoying, but Thanos can actually handle her really well, which you wouldn't necessarily think at first, but as you can see, we're just going to work our way through it. It's just basically a lot of heavy counters, throwing the SB1s when you can, and just making your way through it. Overall, I thought this was pretty good Autumn of Agony. There's definitely been some better fights in the past. There's definitely been some worse. But overall, yeah, I didn't think it was too bad. Definitely some annoying stuff with this final kind of challenge here. The Tigra can be really painful if you don't have the right stuff. But luckily, um, I had the necessary tools to do what I wanted to do. I do know that for right side, I've seen a video floating around of Vox can solo all of the fights essentially, and that means that you knock out. I think it's about like 4 or 5 of the challenges in one run. So if you have a Vox and you're looking to maximize stuff, that'd definitely be my suggestion of what to do. Um, Vox is just continuing to prove to be a really versatile champion with some amazing utility and great damage. I have an R2. I do want to R3 eventually. Might be my next one. I'm kind of undecided on what I want to do next. Here I went for the SB2 because I had completely forgotten that she was immune to debuffs somehow. But it still hits like an absolute truck. But yeah, so we're nearly through the Tiger now. Um, just nice and easy fight. I screwed up here. Definitely not a perfect fight at all. And this, don't be fooled, this was not my first attempt. I think this was probably about my ninth or 10th attempt at it. But yeah, so next up then we have the Prowler. I'll just forward on the video slightly. And yeah, this one was also pretty straightforward. This one was actually first attempt solo. Um, couldn't exactly remember how the fight works, so I had a quick read over and had a general idea. Obviously, never used Thanos for this before, so I was kind of going in somewhat blind, but um, as you can see, it will work out in the end here. Like when I took that big power drain burst, I had no idea what was going on, um, and as such, I panicked a bit there. But yeah, so the indestructible, little annoying, but we're just gonna. The thankfully Thanos's energize was really useful for this fight because then you can just, as you can see, make your way up, launch another special, and it do some pretty nice damage. The Corrosion's taking him away pretty nicely. But yeah, so with Prowler, obviously he has the text of if you attack him after a special, you get the falter on you. There is, I wouldn't necessarily recommend attempting to learn it here or in any other kind of high stress environment, such as a war fight or something. But there is a very small window um, where he's still technically recovering. He can't attack you, but it's not classed as him still recovering. I think I start to do it a bit later on in this fight. But so you'll see that there's a small window where he just after the window for the falter. Obviously, there is no indicator for that. It's kind of one of these things that you just have to learn and kind of memorize. But there's a certain point where he kind of stands up a little bit straighter, and that's when you can actually go in. I can't remember if I did it here or if it was in some other quest or something. It must have been something else. But yeah, there is a very small window where you can actually punish after specials. So I didn't utilize it here. clearly. Must be getting confused with the original cycle. Here I went for something a little bit risky. I was just like, I probably have enough damage to get him down, and I did. So next up we have the Heimdall fight. This is my favourite fight of this Autumn of Agony cycle, and possibly one of my favourite fights for this sort of content they've ever done. It's tricky, but it requires you to do certain things that we've not really seen before, like the whole hitting him whilst he's unstoppable and having enough time, like exactly here, to just do a quick little light attack, get in and get out. But yeah, so Death of She-Hulk, I knew going in that she was going to be who I used. Obviously used her when he originally came out for the challenge to get her dupe, and it was such a straightforward fight. I think first time round, I think I got it down in like one or two attempts. Unfortunately, lost some of the traumas there, but it is what it is. But yeah, so she's just great for this matchup because you have some decently hard hitting normal six. I'm really not sure what happened there. He didn't even start to charge a heavy, but it is what it is. Her normal attacks hit pretty hard as is, but then you've got the additional benefit of all the trauma damage, just dealing extra bursts of bonus damage, which is actually integral for the North Star fight because I did not read the notes properly going in, and it resulted in a very, very long fight. I won't show it all because it was mind-numbingly dull, but thankfully the SB3 was still dealing enough damage and the trauma was still dealing damage afterwards. I always forget that effects such as trauma, whilst in some cases they're classed as damage over time, like for the Tiger fight, for example, they're not for others. And by that I mean, like with Power Shield, normally debuffs will actually deal damage, but I suppose it's a mechanic of trauma dealing additional bonus damage, so that'll be why. So I've kind of answered my own question there, but yeah. So there we go. You saw there with that special the because of the amount of traumas and everything we had on him, the charge rate just jumped up massively. So yeah, next up we have this North Star fight, and as I said, I didn't read the notes properly going into this. It's definitely a tricky fight. It requires very specific methods of play. Like there, I got caught out by the untouchable, but thankfully it didn't catch me. Um, and yeah, so it was. This is definitely in my opinion, the hardest fight for all of this Autumn of Agony. Um, but with the right counters, it's really straightforward. On my second run, I use Sentinel. I'll have my right side and the rewards in a separate video coming out a bit later on. But yeah, so here I was like, how on earth am I supposed to throw a special? And then I saw like a brief window there. I had absolutely no idea how it triggered. So I was just like, oh, brilliant. But yeah, so as you can see, the Special 3 dealt some good damage, and the Trauma dealt a nice little bit of bonus damage. And at that point there, once I saw that, well, I kind of knew going into this that I wanted to be throwing Special 3s because Northstar has from his Awakened ability, he gains the massive physical resistance bonus, and as part of that, he also has the crit resist as well. So if you haven't yet done your run and you're thinking about doing one, definitely bring in a ranked up Sentinel if you have one. I imagine Red Skull. Anyone with damage over times will work pretty nicely because they get past Power Shield. Not sure whether it's supposed to, but it still does. So I'm guessing they're going to keep it that way. But yeah, so just no one that relies on big critting specials because they're just going to do absolutely nothing. My only real gripe, so it was here that I was trying to figure out how I was going to throw the specials. And it's that top line there, Fist of the North Star. It's that node. But yeah, so at that point then I was like, okay, so I just need to be going for SB3s, which I've kind of been thinking about anyway. So yeah, just anyone who can do damage over time is going to be your best bet. But yeah, so as I said, this fight goes on for a while. You can see that another 7 minutes of this is just me going to SB3, doing a chunk, another SB3, another chunk, and then really annoyingly at the end here, I choke the solo. I'm I did this upon release, so I can't quite remember how it happened, but I think I just messed up with the unblockable. Yeah, so it's here. I just take a bunch of damage there, and then I was trying to parry, but it just wasn't going off, and then I just get intercepted, and then I think what happens in the end ultimately is I think I go for to try Dex a special too, and I just mess it up. Um, I possibly could have gone for um, I possibly could have gone for a special 2 and it would have dealt enough damage, but I didn't want to risk it because getting that solo on the first attempt is always a really nice feeling. Like I could have possibly gone for it there, but I wasn't sure, and it's here. I just messed up the dex and ended up blocking it, and it went unblockable. So yeah, that was really annoying. But then we just go in and finish off with Thanos, just baiting a heavy, and then dashing in, and then yeah. But yeah, so that was my initial run. I'll have the right side up slightly later on. But if you found this helpful in planning yours, or you have any questions that you'd like to ask, just pop them in the comment section below, and I'll catch up with you later when I upload part 2 of this. So yeah, see you then. Bye.